3, 2, 1.
I don't think mine was loud enough.
I feel like I didn't hear any claps. It'll.
Yeah,
I
see, Chick,
heard
I didn't
yours
hear
a
your
little bit.
clap, so I'm pretty sure we clicked at the exact same time.
Ah,
Because we're
maybe
chads
then,
like
yeah.
that.
Hopefully that's what it is.
Maybe we
'Cause, I
got
mean,
it
I
right.
definitely clapped.
Maybe this is the best
That would be a
one we've ever
dick
done.
move.
We're just,
I think that
we're
was
just
good.
chads, bro.
That was a pretty good sync clap, I reckon. We just go like straight into the podcast from that, I reckon. I don't even know how else to intro
This is the intro.
Hey,
We're already
we've
in
got really big dicks.
This is like in the
Oh,
Matrix
bro.
when he thinks he's in the real world, but he's actually already in the Matrix and he doesn't know it. But that's us now. We're in the podcast and we didn't know it.
Oh,
But
shit.
now we know it.
A word?
That was dumb. That was the dumbest way
Hey,
I
I mean,
could
you
probably
said it,
have
bro.
come back. Like I've been off the podcast for like a month and a half and I come back with that. I'm just gonna end it now. Go home.
Yeah.
See you
Alright,
guys.
see you, bro.
Thanks for listening to the start. I'm disappointed in
boys.
myself.
And that was
well-
Lilo and Stitch too. Thanks for listening.
We should just talk about Lilo and Stitch 2 instead of Last of Us.
That's got a much better name, I'm sure.
I don't think I've seen it. Wasn't Lilo and Stitch 2 Leroy and Stitch?
No,
Excuse me?
I don't think
Bro.
Or was
so.
that a different one? I don't know. It was one of them. This one's called Last of Us: Abby's Revenge.
That's the one.
Silly Abby. That's what it's called. Silly Abby.
Silly
That's the game.
Abby.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back. As I just said, we've been gone for like a month and a half. We did the Scoob episode. Then the next week, I was supposed to do one on the Batman 89 and whatever the other one is, 92, Batman Returns. We were supposed to do an episode on that. Then that fell through. Then the next week was going to be John Wick. Then that fell through. Then the next week we actually recorded the John Wick one. And then it fucked up because it was Craig's fault. Craig
Not
fucked me
surprised
over.
there, eh? No surprises.
No shockers there. I mean, we all know what that dickhead's
Absolute
like.
scum of the earth.
All I'm hearing is when Brad's not on the podcast, shit gets fucked.
Duh.
It does seem that way. Yeah, so I think from now on it might have to stay as Chadwatched. It's the only way to really...
Chadwatched.
Yeah. Better name, to be honest.
It's the only way to really keep it going from what I can tell. But yeah, this is the Chinwatched podcast. We're back. It's episode 6. And we're back with something a little bit different. The title actually doesn't really make any sense unless we had like Tinny or Steph here because they watched it.
I mean, we watched it.
I guess.
You
I
watched us do it.
interacted with it. I watched Abby getting fucked by what's her name? What's his name? Fuck, what's his name?
Owen.
Owen. That's the one. I watched Abby get angry fucked by Owen. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way. I feel like that's a given that there's going to be spoilers. But we're talking about The Last of Us Part 2. If you haven't played The Last of Us Part 2 yet,
Do you want to do a non-spoiler bit first?
We've already spoiled it.
I mean, I suppose.
yeah. But like also, who's going to listen to the podcast that hasn't played the like if you haven't played the game,
Put it in the
play it.
title.
Do
Put
yourself
it in
a
the
favor.
title.
yeah, I'll put it in brackets. I'll say spoilers.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I know Lockie wouldn't listen to it before he finishes the game. But
smash it out.
yeah, I guess it's just too hard to try and talk about it without spoilers. But anyway, I didn't even introduce you guys. I've got Brady and Brad back
Hello,
again.
Sir.
The Dream Team. The episode 1 and 2 Dream Team.
Where it all began.
The least popular episode.
Yes,
Dream
sir.
Team.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, bro.
What's the most popular episode out of curiosity?
The Shrek episode.
That's no
Fuck
surprises.
yeah, I love
no
the Shrek.
surprises there.
That one's bumped up, I think, just because it has Shrek in it.
Yeah.
Fair calls. Shrek's all time.
The least popular one of the 5 is the second because it's the fast. What the fuck? Steph's here.
Hey, Steph.
What are you doing here? The Fast and Furious. I lost my train of thought when Steph joined the Discord.
I was
That's
saying
so
Fast and
romantic.
Furious one is the worst rated.
Well, the second one is because I
Yeah.
feel like if you haven't listened to the first one, you're not going to jump straight into part 2.
Why
But
not?
I don't know. I mean, I would recommend it because they're the better movies
They are
and
definitely the better movies.
it's more interesting conversation. But the first one has Brady imitating Tyrese Gibson the whole time. So, like, what? I
Yes,
get you
sir.
do that in both actually. So that's kind
I
of
remember that's why I
Well,
didn't finish it.
yeah.
yeah. I was like, I hate my own voice, but
I
I think
don't
I hate
blame you.
Brady's more.
I honestly don't blame you.
Yeah. At least you understand. That's what
Yeah.
is important.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're got the boys back to talk about The Last of Us Part 2. It's been how long's been? It's been 3 weeks since it came out.
It's
Feels
only
like
been
it's been
2.
long. Feels like it's been longer than that.
I think it's been 3.
Maybe 3.
Been
I'm gonna have
3.
to,
I
I'm gonna have
can't
to look it
count.
up now. I don't know at all. I can't even remember what day it came out. Time moves weirdly now.
I think it is 3
For
because yeah.
for anyone that's not in Australia, which isn't many, but there's a couple of people here and there that listen to it that aren't from Australia. We're back in lockdown again in Victoria, so partially why we have the time to do this because we're back in lockdown, so we
Game
have heaps of
sucks.
time again. It's fucking dumb. Another 6 weeks of lockdown. Another 6 weeks
Hell
of being
yeah,
stuck
bro.
at home. But you know what that means? At least another 6 weeks of podcasts because
Ah.
I have no excuses now.
Positivity.
Exactly. And then after that, who fucking knows? Yeah, so it's been 3 weeks since The Last of Us 2 came out. Let's start off because this is how I like starting them off. The first game. What is each of your history with the first game? As in, like, when did you first play it? Uh, you know, what was your experience with it, etc., etc. We'll start with Brady, I
Okay.
suppose.
Well, when the game came out, the first game came out, I didn't really play it. I think I like watched someone play it when it came out. I was like, "Hey, this is kind of dope." Like a really dope story. And then I ended up buying the game. Oh, I want to say a couple years ago or something, 3 years maybe. Played through the game. Went, yeah, this is fucking incredible. And then leading up to the second game,
Here he goes.
um,
Gonna promote his fucking Twitch
I was gonna
channel.
I wasn't
Story.
gonna do that. I was just gonna flex on myself. And then I, played the game on the hardest difficulty. Flex.
Sorry,
Um,
I couldn't. Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear over the sound of you sucking your own dick.
yeah.
Just
No, sorry. I was just
thank you.
telling you that I finished the game on the hardest difficulty.
See, that time I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that time I heard it. Yeah, it's all good.
um, yeah. So then I finished that the day prior to The Last of Us 2 coming out. So I think I timed it pretty
Yeah,
well.
that was impressive. You cut that pretty close, but you did well.
Finished at like 11, I think, that night. And
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much like what it's like one of my favorite games, like top 5 favorite games.
Yeah. I think that
Fucking
really
incredible.
dictates how you feel about this one, but
Mhm.
we'll get into that.
Mhm.
Brad, your turn.
So I pre-ordered both at launch. Because big zombie head. Anything zombies I freaking love. Anything
And Walking Dead.
Walking Dead fan. I don't know if you guys remember the old like prototype games. It was like some people were infected and
I love
Vaguely.
those games.
morph. Oh, they were nuts. Yes, anything like zombie related, count me in. So that's why I got hooked on these games pretty early. So got the PS3 version and the PS4 version when it remastered. All the DLCs that come with it, and then yeah, itching for this one for years.
Yeah, I personally I only played the game uh 3 months ago.
Imagine.
For the
Jeez.
first time, the first one.
Late to the party, mate.
Well, I've
Did
had
you
it
know
for
the plot
ages.
twists and stuff? Yeah. Out of
Um,
curiosity.
Not really. I sort of knew the ending.
It's kind of
Um,
almost iconic now. The
Mm.
ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know every detail, but I like I knew the general gist of like
Mm.
he he kills all the doctors to save her. But the thing is, because I've never played the game, um,
It didn't really
like
mean
all the way
anything.
to the end myself, in my head, I actually always get the ending of that mixed up with the first Walking Dead game because they're both about a guy
Yes.
with a beard and a small girl. So I just like I always in my head go, oh yeah, he gets bitten and then she shoots him in the head. And I'm like, well, no,
Wait.
but um, so then yeah, I've had it for a while because I don't remember when it was free on PlayStation Plus, but I
Mm.
just sort of like added it to my I downloaded it and I added it to my library and whatever. And I think I started it. I played maybe 3 hours, and then I just sort of like got distracted and never really went back to it. It wasn't like I didn't enjoy it. It was like I just never went back to it, even though I did enjoy what I played. Um, and so then come lockdown round one, in April, and I was like, I just want to get like some. I want to just play like a big game and sort of just like a big story game, smash through it, and like feel that accomplishment of finishing a whole game.
It's a good one.
So I went with The Last of
Banger.
Us because everyone goes on about it, says it's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the best game of the PS3. And so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll play it, and obviously really enjoyed it because it's again one of the best games ever made. Um, and I think what now thinking back on it, what's weird for me not having played it is that I'm such a Uncharted fanboy,
Hmm.
and nope, like I should play this other game by the same company. Instead, I'm like, I'm gonna play all four Uncharted games again for the fifth time because I just like
Yeah,
I love
nice.
those games. But I never got around to playing Last of Us, and then so lockdown sort of forced me to sit there and go, I'm gonna play this game. Um, and yeah, I fucking loved it. And I guess part of it as well was leading up to part two,
Yeah.
um, because I was like, everyone is hyped about this. Want to be hyped about this game too, because you know I'm on the bandwagon all the time. So I was like, I'm gonna play this game, and I did. I loved it. Um, part two rolls around, and yeah, fucking wow.
Can
Um,
we talk about the trailer? Like best best teaser.
we want
Is
to talk about
that
the first
the
trailer.
is that the
So
one where
she's
it's
sitting in like blood and bodies all around this house, and she's sitting on a bed playing a
oh
guitar. And then Joel comes
Now,
in at the last second and goes, "Are you sure about this kiddo?" or something like that. Something cute that he says.
mm,
yeah,
But I had a big prediction in that bit.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he ain't
Oh wait,
there.
is it Brad's fan theory? It's Brad fan theories,
Red Fan
Brad's
everybody.
Theory.
Fury's back.
Brad's
No,
theories are back.
you can quote
Here
this.
it
I
is,
think I said this in
boys.
our group chat. I said it to T, said it to everyone. I was like, he's the deadest character I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, we
I
knew he
was
was
gonna
gonna
get.
die.
Gone,
I was gonna
gone.
get
Hundred
to that.
See, as
percent.
soon as that,
100%.
I didn't even think he was in that scene. Like, I don't even think that scene didn't even end up playing out.
No,
No, it
that
wasn't in
thing
the
was.
game.
No, which is kind of shitty, but whatever. But I
Um,
knew if that was there, he wasn't going to be there. That was always going to be
Mm.
like a
Yeah,
ghost
I
or
knew Joel wasn't gonna be there. For my
looking
boy.
back on that thing, that trailer. Sorry. So let me just have a drink first. My throat got all icky. Um,
Iki.
looking back on that trailer now, and like looking at it as this is summarizing the atmosphere of the game,
Mm.
it does such a fucking good job. Like I think at
Mhm.
the time when I watched it, I was like, "That's a really good trailer," but then when you watch it after you've played the game, you're like, "Oh."
That's
that
a better trailer.
yeah, you're like that really it summarizes not the plot but the atmosphere, and you instantly know how the game feels from that trailer. Like it's perfect.
Mm.
And I think all the cinematic trailers did a really good job of that. Um, like there's the one where they sort of cut between her with Dina and then her later on when she's like fighting
Oh yeah, yeah.
the what are they called? The things, the guys with like the bow and arrow and whatever.
Scars.
Um, yeah,
Seraphites.
scars. Sorry.
Sephirites? Something like that.
There's several
Yeah, what is it?
heights.
Seraphites. Yeah. Um,
Something like
yeah.
We call them
That
syphilises in our
that's pretty
household.
accurate,
that. Of
I'd
course
say.
he did.
Yeah. We kept forgetting the second name of them, so it's just syphilises.
Yeah.
It was easier that way.
I just stuck with
I pretty
scars.
much forgot straight after the game. Yeah, I just got them scars. I think the trailers did such a good job of like, again, we won't talk about every plot point yet. I know Brady's got thoughts on one of them, but the trailers do such a good job of like capturing the atmosphere and the feeling and the general like
Mhm.
vibe. I know that was kind of the same word but three different times, but like they do such a good
The
job
writing
of
English
capturing
essays.
what the game is. You know what I mean? Like without spoiling what literally half the game is. Like most of the trailers kind of show stuff from the first like maybe 5, possibly up to 10 hours, but
Yeah.
even still it's nothing that would give away anything.
Mm.
Um, in saying that though, have you guys gone back and watched the E3 footage of Abby?
No. Oh, is
Yes,
that the
it's the scene.
the one where it's in the game?
She's getting hung.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't gone back and watched it, but like when I was watching it in the game, I was like, hey, that's a thing.
yeah, and then it made me think like how did I just not even like no part of my brain went, oh yeah, there was that footage of a completely different character
Oh,
that
really?
wasn't Ellie, and my brain just never ticked and went, oh, that's gonna happen later
I
on.
love
Like it
that.
never, I don't know. Um, but it sort of felt like I went in blind because I didn't really watch any trailers.
Yeah.
In the months. I didn't watch any trailers between playing the first game and the second game. Basically, all the trailers
Mm.
for the second game I saw them like during the E3 conferences and stuff before I'd actually played
Yeah.
The Last of Us, so it didn't resonate with me as hard, and I don't think I remembered a lot of it. And then as I was playing the game, I'm like, oh, that was in a trailer. Oh, that was in footage. Oh, the scene of them in the barn was at E3 as well, and it's like all this that I remember seeing, but it didn't really like resonate with me that hard because I like wasn't that involved in the franchise yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, on what you said, Brad, the first elephant in the room, Joel dying.
F.
Jeez.
I mean,
Now,
okay,
how pissed off were you when it happened? That quick. I think I knew it was going to happen, so I didn't really like.
When
I
you
knew it was gonna
say
happen.
when you say pissed off, do you mean like pissed off because it happened, or like?
No, I knew
Because
it was happening. I think I was pissed off because it was
really,
rushed.
I was really angry, like at Abby. I had
Yeah.
so much anger as it was happening. Like, nah,
Dumb
dog.
bitch.
Nah,
First
dog.
thing I did when I got
Nah.
control of her is walk into a fucking zombie.
100%, bro.
Oh.
I have messages from Brady saying like, "Yo, do you ever just like purposely kill Abby just to see her get hurt?" And I'm like,
Yes.
No, I did
Yes.
that
every
a
now
lot.
and then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bro,
I
that
think
theater, I died a lot of times. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
kind of
bro.
point-
Oh,
I've
we'll
died a
get to that.
lot
We'll
of
get to that.
times.
We'll get to that. Oh,
yeah. I don't want to talk too much about Abby yet because I want to get to it. But Joel specifically, I know a lot of people have been really shitty about Joel dying,
it was necessary for the.
and then yeah,
Oh, it had to
firstly,
happen.
It was necessary.
I kind of like
Secondly,
how they did it.
I love how they did.
So it's a big nod to like Negan's entrance into The Walking Dead. They
Yeah.
say that, and the idea behind that is you will not care about this character unless they take something away from you, and they
Yeah.
don't do it half-assed. They go for the jugular straight away. It's like you need to care about this. Same intro, sort of thing with the the bashing of the head, and the visual was really similar too. So it was a little bit of a nod, and I ate that up like a cake.
What?
But then I
Yeah, no,
remembered it was happening to Joel. So,
I was filled with hatred, bro.
oh,
What I loved was
So much anger.
oh, so fucking mad. But I loved
I was
piecing
punching
it
my desk.
together. I loved sitting there and like playing as Abby, and she's talking about like, oh, I've heard he's down there or whatever, and like not saying any names. And I'm like, I said to Steph because Steph watched me play the whole thing. I said to her, she is 100% gonna kill Joel. I said
she's the
it's
one.
gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh,
But
I 100% knew she was coming after Joel,
I
without a
don't
doubt.
think I expected it to happen like an hour after I said that though.
Mm.
Which was insane. I loved every bit of it. And I think it was so full on that it drives you. Even though I think um
What?
hang on. Sorry, my
Nick.
mic fucked up for a second. Me?
That's all right. Drives you to go to EB Games, get a new microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah. My
It's done again.
thing just fucked up.
No, it's not. Oh, mine.
Yeah.
Mine it has.
I don't know what's going on. Give me
Alright.
2 seconds.
Okay, now it has.
Continue.
Well, I'm fine now. Okay, sorry. I don't know what's going on. My mic.
Oh no! I wonder if it can still hear us.
I don't know. He's just died now.
He is dead. Tell you who else is dead.
Oh no.
No,
please.
Joel.
My boy.
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Oh,
Welcome
fucking
to
hell.
Brad Watched Podcast. Since
Shut
you've been
up,
gone,
man.
you've been replaced. I've already told a very good joke.
It's fucking stupid. I can hear everything you're saying. I heard you
What's
say, he's dead. You know what else is dead? Like,
what's the difference between a watermelon and Joel?
Oh no.
Come on,
Go
it's a good one. It's a good one.
yeah, go on.
The watermelon doesn't scream when you hit it with a golf club.
F in the chat for my mans.
That was actually good, Brad. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Thanks for that one. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Okay. What I was saying is, I think this game is because I was sort of watching like a few videos on it afterwards, and I can't remember who said it.
Yeah.
But someone said that this game is not meant to make you. It's not like you are Ellie. It's like you're controlling Ellie. Like
Yeah.
you're not driving what she does. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because obviously everything is set out. It's going to happen the way it happens, etc., etc. Like that's just how the game is set up. It's not like you are Ellie. You're not putting yourself in her shoes. You're just sort of in the background.
You're along
But-
for the ride.
Yeah, but I think having that happen in front of her face means that it's affecting you and her at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So then you are sort of driven to be angry and be like, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill these people. I don't fucking care. But then that's like the entire lesson of the game.
We were literally the fucking, in the trailer where she's like, I'm gonna kill it all. That's the only time we were in Ellie's shoes. She's in that trailer.
Exactly. And I think like, yeah, I think that having that driving force, especially with a character like Joel, makes everyone go, oh, okay, I need to kill these people.
Yeah, you're
But
done.
then it
You're
is
done.
that moral dilemma of then when you go into the second half of the game and you see like a dog that you fucking killed and you're like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna be real. I had zero
Maybe I went a
remorse.
bit far.
I
I'll
had
be
lots
real.
of remorse.
I had zero remorse.
I had lots.
I'm like, all right, nah, you're done.
Actually, honestly, I think I had a little bit, but I think it was made worse by the fact that Steph was watching and not playing. So then when
and you played fetch with the fucker.
yeah, fuck that. Specifically when you
Man,
got
hurt me.
to the aquarium and found like Owen and Mel dead, and you could see the dog that you killed
You know I had zero remorse for that. I was
I
sending
know
you a
you did.
snap
Shut the fuck up.
of me just going
You have zero remorse
unlucky.
for anything. You have no emotion. Shut the fuck up. Okay? You shouldn't even be here.
I only
You're
had
just gonna be like,
hatred.
"Oh, fuck Abby, bro.
I
I
had
played as her
pure
for 10
anger.
hours. I fucking hate her. Dumbass. Anyway. Um, because the second that dog came up, I don't even think I really I didn't even notice it was there. And Steph's like, "What the fuck? That's the dog you killed, you asshole!" And I'm like, "I didn't
Uh,
do it. Ellie did it. Like, it's not me."
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
but
Don't
you
get
"You
your
did
were
though.
facts twisted,
controlling
Steph.
her." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's true. Like, I was controlling her, but I had no choice." But you know, and I think they do that really well.
Mhm.
Because again, it's not about being Ellie. It's about like taking a back seat to Ellie's story and controlling her, but having that having Joel die that early on gives you the driving force to just want to kill everything in your way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
And
would have pissed me off if they like teased it for ages and just it's coming,
well,
it's
because we
coming,
all knew
it's
it was
coming.
coming. So
We all knew it
do
was
it in
coming.
the first few hours. Have it as a driving force for the story. And then do something interesting halfway through, which is exactly what they fucking did. And because I'm gonna be honest, like as much as I wanted to kill everyone for killing Joel, whatever, and like I wanted to kill Abby, I don't think they could have kept it super interesting for
Oh, if it was just a revenge story.
like because I'd heard it was like gonna be 20 to 30 hours. I was like, if it's just a revenge story, I don't know, man. Like that's gonna start dragging a bit further on.
Mhm.
Um, but that brings us to the second elephant in the room, Brady's favorite elephant, the
Oh no.
one
Wait, can I
we.
guess its name? Can I guess its name?
Oh yeah, go on. Okay.
Brock Lesnar.
Not quite.
Excuse me.
Try again.
That's all I got.
It is actually Brock Lesnar. You're right.
It's
Pretty
Brock
much. They
Lesnar with a
used
wig.
Brock
so
Lesnar. Yeah.
the voice
Otherwise known as
up
Abby.
because that's stupid.
No.
They didn't get Brock Lesnar on a voicer. They got the girl
No.
from Critical Role, but the
Oh,
model
Mhm.
for her character was actually based on Brock Lesnar. So that's an
Mhm.
interesting fun fact for you. Um, yeah, Brad, you sounded surprised by that little
Uh,
drop,
that little what?
that little info drop, that little fact. You sounded
It was good. I liked it.
um.
I could have guessed.
Well, yeah. So because obviously
Shoulders for days.
Ellie's Ashley
Shoulders.
Johnson, who is on Critical Role as well. And so
Oh my
when
god, how have I never put these together?
yeah,
Yeah, I
right,
didn't either, right?
I know this. I know
yeah,
these people.
yeah. So so Ashley is the blonde one on Critical
Yeah.
Role, and then the dark haired one, I believe her name is Laura.
I think so.
Uh,
I'm looking
that
up. Yeah,
sounds
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's Abby. So when I found that out halfway through, because sort of like I'd seen Abby a few times, and I was like, I wonder who voices her. I looked it up, and I was like, that's really cool. Um, but like most of the Critical Role cast is in the game somewhere,
Mhm.
which is really cool. I like that. Even like fucking Matt Mercer plays like a henchman for some reason. Like
He's
one,
the prison guard.
yeah,
Not the
it's
prison
something
guard. The guy that
so
The
escapes
prisoner.
the guy that escapes the prison. Yeah,
Oh, I never knew that.
like the main guy
yeah.
that speaks.
There's just like they're just little characters in the game for some reason, but I love it.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, let's talk about Abby. Um, I'll start by saying I didn't like Abby at first. I don't love Abby as a character, but I love the narrative structure of getting halfway through the game and then going, guess what? Now you have to play as the person you hate. And not only making you do it for like an hour or two, but for the same amount of time that you've just played as the main character of the game that's on all the posters. I was like,
Hmm.
that's really inventive and different. And that's kind of only something you can do in a game. And I think that's
Yeah.
a good case of utilizing the medium to its fullest. Because you cannot, like, sure, you could have a movie where the villain kills the main character's father figure in the first 20 minutes or whatever, then you watch her on a revenge plot and then it goes back in time and you watch the villain, but like it's not going to be the same as actually having to play as that character. Um, I loved it. Obviously, I hated Abby at first because that's the entire point. Um, which is also what I don't get about a lot of the criticism online. Heaps of people are complaining and being like, "Oh, I can't
Oh
believe they
man,
would
it's
make
so
me play
unfair.
as a character I hate." And the like writer of the game replied and was like, "That's the point. Like, that's literally the point of the game, to make you play as the character you hate, to like show you that like both sides aren't exactly perfect."
Yeah,
But a lot of people just didn't get it, and I was like, "Okay,
that's so
your brain is
disappointing.
small." Um, yeah, like I understand, like, I've seen some people criticizing it for like, they don't love some of the gameplay or like some of the story drags a bit, and I'm like, you know what, that's fair. But criticizing it because of the Abby thing doesn't feel fair. Like I know even Brady, who we'll get to in a second, he doesn't like Abby,
No.
but his criticisms of the game aren't, they made me play as Abby and I don't like her. So like, it's fair enough. Um, but yeah, Brad, um, what do you think of it?
So I think my first reaction was I thought that the second. So you obviously play her in the snow, and I was like, "Dumb bitch, I don't care if you die." And then you play as her. I rushed through everything. I didn't loot. I like killing all the enemies. Like that's the thing that I do. But I was rushing through her bits because I thought it was going to be like a little bit. Let me jump back to Ellie. That didn't happen,
I think what
which
it really
is
clicked for me is when they started giving me more upgrade trees, and I was like,
yeah,
is this
Mhm.
gonna go on for a while? Like, I really didn't expect that at all, and I think it only clicked when they were like, "Oh, here's another upgrade tree for combat," and I was like,
yeah.
"That's a
Like,
lot for a
alright,
But
single
I
moving
think
on.
character."
as far as her story is, it's funny. I grew to like her characters around her, but I never liked her. And I think that her part in the whole story and the gameplay and stuff is annoying, but
Are you telling me
so
that you didn't like watching Owen fuck her really
no,
angrily?
it was really uncomfortable.
Did not like it. Nope.
I just
Right?
don't
They
imagine
were
that
gonna kill
Didn't
each
like
being
it.
other,
in.
and then they
I just,
banged.
I just, I felt like weird because I felt like it's just gonna be like,
Weirdest sex
oh,
scene
I
ever,
can't.
bro.
Yeah, no,
Strange.
it's not even what I'm thinking about. I don't even want to say what I'm thinking.
Just gonna keep
No,
reminding you that it
but
happened.
but it was an annoyance at first. The gameplay was still fun, and then the story was so necessary to be told that way. It just needed to be told that way, and I think they did a really good job. Except for the fucking alley scene. The alley in the theater was so hard, man.
Mm.
Oh,
What do you mean? As in, like,
just
difficult to
aged.
play,
Absolutely.
or just like the game was just tough?
No, the game was tough. It was
Oh,
tough.
really?
Yeah, I like got shot by. I reckon the first 3 times I tried, I intentionally got killed.
Oh, I intentionally died a lot of
it,
times.
I found it really hard.
As soon as I
Playing
figured out
on
that she killed you
light
different times.
difficulty. Well, yeah, it made me think of fucking like something from like Batman, like the Arkham games, like the
Yeah.
stealth missions in those. That's what it reminded me of, like that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
But I really liked that scene.
It was
Uh,
really good. It was just really hard, and it got me angry.
yeah, I think the best part of that scene was getting through all 3 days twice, and then going like really trying to think like who are they gonna make me play as here? Like
Mm,
as
that
you
was
lead
hard,
up to it. And I was
and
actually really surprised that it was Abby.
I genuinely thought that was the end of the game.
Yeah,
I
Mm.
well,
really thought that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
as we speak, Lockie is probably playing that. He would be almost playing it right now, as we
I'd say
record.
so.
And he thinks he's at the end of the game. But yeah, we'll talk about the third act in a second. But yeah, Brady, I want to know what you really think of the Abby situation.
So basically,
Here he goes. So
I
basically,
was.
I don't like her because she looks like a man. Girls are
She's
meant
too
to look like
muscly.
that.
If anyone's
Um,
more muscly than me, then I don't like them.
her boobs not very
Fuck,
nice.
no wonder you hate everyone.
Yeah.
It's got us all muted.
Got us muted in the chat.
Basically, I just had so much anger for Abby. Because Joel was my guy, and I just kept that hatred going throughout the entire playthrough. That was just fueling me throughout the entire game. And then the second they made me play as Abby, I'm gone. No, don't do that. No. Because like it's because it's like in the middle of the theater scene, and like yeah, everything just happens at once in that scene. You know, and oh, what's his name? Uh,
Jesse.
That's the one.
Jesse?
Jesse.
Hey.
Jesse gets murked. I know I can't remember his name, but I really rated him. I liked
I
him.
liked him too. I didn't at the
loved him.
start, but he grew on me really quickly.
He just gets instantly murked, and I'm like, sorry, excuse me, and then there's just this massive amount of tension, and I'm going, holy shit, and flashback to Abby as a child.
Oh, that zebra scene was very good.
You can't do me like that.
I didn't know where it was going.
I'm sitting there going, bro, you cannot do me like that. And then the whole time I was playing as Abby, I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, I want to be playing the theater. I want to be back in the theater right now. I want the second half of that.
Here's something about the game that I quite liked, and I think I really got this out of playing with Steph watching.
I might relate.
Maybe is that a lot of the plot points you kind of see them coming right before they happen, and you sort of know it's gonna happen, and you're like, oh, I really hope I'm not right. Like when he was going to fix the zebra, and he was like, yeah, I'm a doctor or whatever he said, and I was like,
yep.
oh no, he's a doctor. Oh no, I know what's gonna happen. And then
Well,
Steph's
I
like,
100% like I
hope that's
knew.
not it.
Like I called that shit from the start. I'm gonna be real. The
we
second that they like,
were trying to theorize what it was because we were
the
sitting
second
there
they hit
going,
Joel,
why is she wanting revenge?
I'm going.
We definitely made it more complicated.
Well, she's a
in our
firefly,
household.
without a doubt, and it's gonna be some family member.
Yeah, I feel like I sort of knew that, and then I think as soon as he like someone mentioned he was a doctor, I was like,
Yeah, because
please
Owen comes
don't
up and he's
be
like, "Hey,
right.
Doc," I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
right,
like I really hope it's not true, and then it
he's
was.
the guy."
Fuck. But I loved that was a really good retcon to the first one that
Mm.
doesn't
really, like that has
it doesn't fuck
consequences.
with the first game. Yeah, but it makes you feel kind of guilty because you did it, even though you
It
didn't.
gives it did. I don't know if it made me feel guilty.
It made me hate Joel.
I didn't feel guilty.
I didn't hate Joel, but I was like, ooh, yikes.
See, I was 100% with Joel and Ellie like through the first game. I like I understood Joel's decision. Obviously, it's a shitty, you know.
He's already lost one kid.
Obviously, it's a bad. It's a bad. Like it's a bad call. Obviously, you've condemned the human race. But like, I was like on board with like him making that decision as a character, and I was like, all right, yeah. Like I was. I obviously wasn't siding with Joel, but.
And I thought it was a really good move to not tell us that she knew about the what's it called?
Yeah, go on.
Go on. I'm trying. The immunity. She knew about that, you know, because that was one of the things that made me really uneasy. Like he died without telling her, and that made me very uncomfortable.
I liked those. I liked the little flashbacks that went.
I love the flashbacks. The birthday scene is brilliant.
Oh, the museum, that is.
Oh, museum's like
my favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes in
100%,
Naughty
bro.
Dog game. Like 100%. It was fucking
all time, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I was just like the whole time I was playing as Abby, all I could think of was how much I don't want to be playing as Abby.
Yeah, we got that.
But that would
I
be
didn't upgrade
2
any of
hours.
her stuff. I didn't do any of her upgrades, any of the weapons, because I'm like, nah, fuck you, Abby, you trash. Give me Ellie.
Um, I think another part of playing with Steph that changed it, and it would have been different maybe, is that she didn't watch me play the full first game, so she didn't
Mm,
have that connection to
Okay.
Joel. So
yeah,
Was she
while
kind of like,
obviously she
Joel?
was like, "That sucks," she's like, "That is like terrible."
that's the thing.
What Abby did.
I was talking to Moss about it because Moss is like siding with Abby through most of the game,
That was me too.
and he's like, oh, I don't understand how you can side with Ellie, and I'm like, bro, I didn't travel across America with Abby and her dad. I did
I
travel
don't
across America
side
with
with
Joel and
anyone.
Ellie. Like I
That's
have that
it.
connection.
But see, I don't know. I didn't feel that, and again, maybe that's because Steph didn't, and so we were sort of feeling like everything happening
Mm,
together. So I was like, whoa, okay, she just killed the main character of the first game. That's pretty big, but
mm,
Very big.
obviously the first couple of hours of playing as Abby, I'm like, fuck, I don't like this. I don't want to play as her. Like she fucked up everything. I don't want to play as her. But then as it slowly gets like more gets revealed, I'm like, actually, that neither of them are really that good.
no.
I don't think I would say I sided with Abby more than Ellie. I think I'm
I
about
was so side of Abby. I mean, of Abby, of Ellie.
I'm
Yeah,
I
about
could not
100%.
help myself.
I'm 100% Ellie's side. I was with Ellie throughout the entirety of the game. Like even up until the end, I was like,
mm. um so I think for me, like I don't know. So obviously that's the whole point of the game. The whole point of the game is it's supposed to
mm,
like, be like morally
revenge
challenging.
is bad.
Yeah. You're supposed to pick sides. Like that is the point. And they've
Yeah.
said that. They've said that some people are going to pick Ellie and think that what she did was right, and then some people are going to pick Abby and think that what she did was right. Or you're going to think both are wrong, or you're going to think both are right. But like, I think both were technically wrong, but in the
Mm,
same way that like what Joel did was wrong,
yeah,
you can
both are
still
wrong, but like I get it.
you can see the justification. And I think that's what also pisses me off about some of the criticism because people go, "Oh, people wouldn't do that. Like, that person would never
Yeah, they
do that.
would.
Like, I would never do something like that." And it's like, yeah, but you haven't experienced a zombie apocalypse where everyone you
Yeah.
fucking know died, and
Mm,
you're just left there. Like, you don't know what that feels like. So, like, how can you say, "Oh, well, that's not what a real person would do. That's not what Joel would do." Like, you don't fucking know that. Like, what do you? How is that
yeah.
supposed to be a justification for that? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I've seen a lot of people saying stuff like that, and I'm like, that just doesn't add up for me because I'm like, if you think you can like say that you wouldn't do it, but you also haven't experienced it and experienced a lot of the things they have.
That's that's the real good thing with Last of Us 2. There's no killing. There's no like.
There's a lot of
There's no
killing.
no. As in like there's not a
No
killing
death.
without reason. There's no like.
Oh,
There's
okay.
It's not
no
GTA. You sort of
sadness.
no
It's a
sadness.
pretty
It's no
happy game
game.
Real happy
overall.
game. Mm.
Um,
This is Minesweeper.
You know what made me really happy? Manny getting murked.
who?
Manny.
Oh, Manny.
Manny. Yeah.
Oh,
Maddie.
I
No,
was
that's
like,
Tommy.
I
Tommy
was
skadooshed him.
clapping for Tommy, bro. I was like,
Oh,
hell
bro.
yeah, bro.
I didn't
My
even hate
guy. Huh?
I didn't even hate Manny that much.
I did.
I was
I did.
bad when he died,
He
Hey,
but
spat.
oh,
He
yeah.
spat on Joel.
Yeah, you spit on Joel's corpse, you are done.
yeah, but it had been 7 hours that I couldn't remember that. It was more than that. It was like 10
Bro, that
hours.
was burned into my mind.
I didn't even
That
remember
whole
it was
scene is
Manny.
burned into my memory.
I was like, oh, I guess it was Manny. You're right.
That's a traumatic experience, bro.
I guess. But yeah. I don't know. I liked playing as Abby. I think it was really interesting.
You know who I did like?
Absolutely.
Here you go.
Yara and Lev.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I really like them.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked the whole story, and I liked. This is another thing of people being like they're pushing an agenda, but I liked the
It's so not.
the story of Lev, and I liked how
Lev was really well done and subtle, like so subtle that it didn't.
and they called him Lily or whatever they said, and Abby was like, or
Nah,
Lev said, "Did you hear what they said?" And she was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Are you gonna ask?" And she's like, "No." I was like,
that's
"Incredible!
brilliant.
I
I
love it, so good." That was it. It just moved on, and then like
mm,
later on, when I keep saying when he was ready to talk about it, he was like he told the story, and it was still subtle. It wasn't like I used to be a girl and now I am a boy. Like
Because
it
there was
was,
some serious consequences why you shouldn't do that type of stuff
yeah.
in the scars, the syphilises. But
Mm.
I thought it was subtle, well
syphilis.
done, classy, not too much. And I don't get how people complain about it the way they do.
I
Mm.
don't, I don't
I
get.
just don't get it.
And like to when you
That
talk
says more
about
about them than the game.
definitely
Mm.
when people say as well on the agenda thing, when people say that Ellie being a lesbian is pushing the agenda, that fucking pisses me
Oh,
off because it's not.
Imagine complaining
Okay,
about something from the DLC of the first game.
literally, it is not pushing anything. It is just a story element. They don't even like force it down your throat. They're just
not
like,
even a single bit.
it's just like, oh yeah, that's her girlfriend. I'm like, cool, okay, I'm fine with that, and you just
I
move on. Like that's that.
Cool.
Like
What do we think of Dina?
I like Dina.
I liked her. She didn't really have that much character development though.
No,
No, but
Like
then again,
I
I don't think
liked
she
her, but
needs to.
she didn't really do much.
but with how it ends, you could have so much more character development if they do a third game. Holy shit. It's a
Oh,
shame
don't
that we
tempt
won't get the
me.
third game until the end of the PS5's lifetime.
Yeah, right.
At this
I want
rate,
to be around by then. Jesus.
you only get Last of Us games at the end of a generation. And
Mm.
So
then,
they can remaster it and double their money.
yeah, they are going to. Fuck. Imagine how good it's going to look on the fucking PS5. That's going to look
Oh,
gorgeous.
I can't.
you can tell. You
I
can tell
can't.
they've turned it down a little bit, so there's a remaster.
Definitely. It
Still
looks
looks
nice.
so good, bro.
Oh, it looks really good. Even
Looks
on
very
my
Bro,
good.
you
first gen PS4, it looks
after the
nuts.
first cutscene when you're on the horse and you're riding out, bruh. I
Well,
was
Naughty Dog
just
do
I
that
was
shit
just
very
blown
well.
away.
Naughty Dog always
I was
do
just like, holy shit! I was not expecting this kind of a good looking game.
no. They always do a good job of making a good opening scene that makes you look at the environment and go, "Holy shit, this looks gorgeous."
they
Oh,
put work.
Later
It
on,
bro,
made my PS4 hum.
if you want to
It made
talk
my
about a
PS4
good
hum.
opening scene, bro, nothing beats The Last of Us One.
what's the
Is
opening
it?
scene?
Well, the
Oh my
opening,
god,
like
yeah,
it's
it's when the zombie outbreak happens. Holy shit, that's one of the best opening scenes of any game.
yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah, that's like
So
yeah,
well done.
incredible. I mean, it's no climbing up a train from Uncharted 2, but
I haven't played Uncharted 2. I'm gonna be real.
well,
Oh,
do you want me to just sit here
I
and
have
flex
it.
about how good fucking Uncharted game? Right,
I have it on my PS4.
Uncharted 1, pretty good, but not as good as the rest. Uncharted 2, one of the best games ever made. Uncharted 3, still pretty good, got the best set pieces out of the first three. Number 4, looks gorgeous because it's the PS4 one, and it's fucking amazing. It's so fucking good. Play those games, Brady. Fuck me.
Shut up.
Okay, that's
yeah.
my.
If you like Last of Us, jeez, you're missing out.
Yeah, I know. I'll get there.
It's different, but the storytelling is very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those games. But anyway, I want to talk about. So we talked about the scene with Ellie and Abby when they finally meet up again. Um, but I want to talk about like just the third act in general. Um, really surprising that it happened at all. I guess even before you talk about that, you kind of have to mention how that scene ends with Abby almost fucking slicing Dina's throat.
That was a
Yeah,
lot.
bro.
That was a lot.
That was the
You know
most
what?
tension I have felt in a game ever.
You know,
in that scene.
what made me like properly solid? Like I already hated Abby, but what the bit where she's like got Dina by the throat, and then Ellie's like, "All right, nah, she's pregnant. Leave her out of this."
Then it became like more of a realism that like, oh, maybe
and
I should kill her.
Abby's just goes good, and then is about to slit her throat. I'm like, no,
Oh, shit.
no.
I'm pretty
At that
sure.
point, I'm like, you are a terrible human being. I am going to destroy you.
That scene at about this time, it would have been about 11 o'clock at night. We got to that scene, and I remember like both of us just screaming, going, "Don't you fucking dare! Don't you fucking dare do that! If you do that, we're not playing the rest of this game." I was like, "Don't you dare."
Well, we didn't think there was going to be a rest of a game. We thought it was Abby gets the happy ending.
Well, no, I did not even know what was going to happen, but I was like, if anything happens to Dina, especially like that, I was like, I'm boycotting it. I'm
Yeah.
not taking that shit. That's fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
I was glad that it didn't happen that way.
Nah, but when she's like, "Oh yeah, good," I'm like, "Nah,
Holy shit,
no
man.
redemption, bro. No redemption from me, champ."
Yeah, that is a really good example of where she like the thingo. But yeah,
Oh, that just really, like, I think that cements it as, like, she is just angry now. Like, she just doesn't fucking care anymore.
and she had that weird like background music when she was about to go psycho. It was really faint, but it like kind of almost even. Did it vibrate the controller maybe as well? But it gave you the real sense like you should be holding. Yeah, should be holding your controller a bit tighter because it's about to get real.
Yeah.
Petrified, to say the least.
She was scary. I wouldn't want to walk up on her
No,
and bump into her and make her angry.
no,
Drop
I
her
wouldn't
toilet
either,
rolls.
to be honest.
No fucking way. Wow. That was a intense fucking scene. But then I think when you go from that to what comes next, like, holy fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just cuts straight into, they're just living on a farm together now.
Yeah.
With the baby.
I was like, wait, what?
That is a cute fucking baby. The cutest.
It's a little bit chubby, but good baby.
Mate, I'm a bit chubby and I'm a cute baby.
You are
This
a cute
is
baby.
the first introduction of Chinwatched fan theories. But it's not a fan theory anymore because it was proven otherwise, but it was a fan theory while I was playing the game. I love the segment. I was very convinced that it was a dream. I was as well. I was like, there's no way. And then I think they did it on purpose. Steph claims they didn't, but you can't tell me I thought it was a dream and it was just a coincidence that she had to count sheep. I was like, bruh, this is on purpose. They want you to think it's a dream. And Steph was like, no, they don't. And I was like, they definitely do. And then they
I didn't think of that.
I was convinced it was a dream up until the PTSD bit.
Well, yeah, that's when
that happened. I was like, okay, yeah, this is real. They're not going to have a dream within a dream.
Imagine if they did. And then she wakes up and she's in a van that's rolling down a hill. And
it's going off a bridge into a lake.
It's just all her fever dream when she's bitten. She's not immune at all. Like, so
yeah.
Yeah. She just gets bitten and then she's just going delusional.
How shocked were we all when Tommy just rocked up, knocked on the door?
I was so hyped.
G'day, mate.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, with his one eye and shit. I was like, bro, what the fuck? How is he alive? What? How is Dina alive? I was like, what the fuck? Like,
and he has no baggage anymore. He got rid of his old lady.
He's got no baggage anymore.
Oh, she was annoying. She annoyed me.
I didn't mind her.
Rules. Why? Because rules. Just loosen your chain, woman.
It is an apocalypse, Brad. Can't really blame her.
Come on, those people are trying to help.
Fucking ease up.
Let them help.
Ease up.
Live a little, mate.
Live a little.
Give him a break, will ya? Fucking hell. Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, "There's no way he could have survived that." But then,
He's
like,
just
I
a
went back
mountain
and
of
I
a
watched
man,
it,
bro.
and I was like, okay, I can sort of see it. I guess he could survive it, but I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch, but I'm like, whatever. She needs
But
some
that's why you have games.
to go back in. Yeah, exactly.
That's why you have
Um,
games and movies.
Exactly. And then I think just everything that follows that was really, I guess every part of it became a little bit unexpected because you didn't even think you'd get that far. You didn't even think there was going to be more game. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, you're like switching back and forth between Abby and Ellie, and then you're Abby again, and then
Like quite.
I went back to playing as Abby. I'm like, no, not again, not again, not again.
But I was really
Getting
interested
flashbacks, bro.
about. I was really interested about the little fella's development. Like,
yeah, that's all I cared about.
yeah,
Who,
he was. Yeah, Lev was such
Oh
a good
yeah,
character.
well
man.
yeah, I was down with
So I
Lev.
was so
I
interested.
just wasn't down with Abby.
God, you're a pussy.
I was getting flashbacks, bro. I'm like, please don't give me another like 10 hours of this.
It was
I didn't know how
necessary.
long I won for.
19
yeah.
hours, apparently.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. I don't have a lot to say about the third act. I think
It was too
interesting. It is
short,
cool.
in my opinion.
It's too short for me to have anything to say about it.
I think it.
Seemed
I
a bit
loved
but
that
I
you could set.
understand the
pe-
point of it now. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
I think it needed to happen, but it needed to be longer.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that. I liked the length, but I think it could have been longer. 100%.
And I can't wait for the DLC where you play as Abby again.
Oh no.
It's happening. It's happening.
The
No,
DLC,
please.
you play as Owen's perspective, and you get the fuck out of this time.
You had a quick time event.
Oh no.
X, 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 square, triangle, X,
No,
X,
please.
X.
No, please.
What's funny is that got spoiled for me before it happened because of all the memes, and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, man! Like, I didn't. That's a full-on spoiler." And I only found it out right as I started playing as Abby, and so then I was like holding out for it the entire time, and any time Owen and Abby were together, I was like, "It's gonna happen now. Oh, it's gonna happen now. It's gonna happen on Christmas. Oh, it's gonna happen here." And then Steph's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I can't say, but it's gonna happen." And then
It's
it
gonna
didn't.
happen.
And then when it did, I'm like, "It happened! It happened!" And then I was like, "Oh, this is disgusting. I don't
Yay,
like
it's
this
happening. Oh, it's happening. Oh,
Like,
oh no, it's happening.
Oh, I don't like it. Oh, okay. I was like, never mind. It's
Mm.
not good. Not happening. But I think part 3 is good, but it is made better by what it leads into, because the final scene of the game is, as in like the final bit of gameplay. That is, I know I've said this about a lot of it. That is probably one of my favorite endings to any game.
Okay.
I love the ending of Uncharted 4. I love the ending of the God of War reboot. That's probably up there as one of my favorite endings. But this has just like probably taken the first place, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay, I'm gonna get the one annoying thing out of the way first. The punch on took a really long time.
Yeah, but it needed to.
It took like a really long time. Anyway,
because it's kind of that balance between like if Ellie was going to kill Abby, it's just repeating the cycle of parent figures getting killed and killed and killed and killed and killed, which is the theme. But I feel like they needed to tease it as long as they could without it being ridiculous, and I don't think it teetered on ridiculous.
I feel like it did for me. It kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay. Okay.
It's because you were looking at Abby. He's like, oh no, more Abby. But I think it was a necessary.
Like, bro, I didn't even like
time.
it when she had hair, and now she's got none. Fucking gross.
Nah, see,
so fucking hard, bro.
So I've got the one negative thing out of the way. Damn, the game got me, bro.
All right, so where did it get you?
Entirety of the game, I am like, Abby, you are dead. I am murdering you. I am gonna destroy you. And then it gets to the end of the game and she's strangling her in the water. I'm like, we can't do this. we can't do this. As much as I hate you, I can't do this.
See,
I just like stopped. I just like took my hands off the controller. I'm like, nah, I can't.
knowing that it's a Naughty Dog game, I knew when that started happening. I don't want to do it, but whatever happens. Naughty Dog game, you don't have that choice. Oh, do you want to strangle her, or do you want to drown her or not? It's like if Ellie chooses to drown her, she's getting drowned.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just sat there, really like so sad. Like I really hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'm gonna be really angry and really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But then it didn't, so I was like, thank God.
Yeah, bro.
I
They
think
got me, bro.
the best part of it too is that she's not like fully apologetic either. She just kind of stops and then just says like, "Go, like, leave before I do anything else," and she just like goes, and that's that.
it.
Like, it's not like she snaps. It's not like she goes, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it," and like hugs her or whatever. Like she literally just like pushes away and is like, "Just
yep,
leave,
just fucking
get
go."
out of my fucking sight before I kill you for real." I think that's like, I hate saying this because it makes me sound like I'm some sort of fucking expert on Ellie's psychology, but that is like the perfect move for Ellie, I think.
Yeah.
For her to get to that point, the whole time she's been going, I need to kill her. She left her fucking girlfriend and child to come and kill this girl. And then when it actually gets to that point, she's like, no, I can't do it.
And I think a lot of it was Lev being there as well. You can't kill someone in front of their little baby.
Even then, though, she was about to kill Lev.
Yeah, she was. But
I think that was no.
But I think when she had it in her hands, that's when it it was all there. It was all doable. That's when she was like,
she's like,
probably shouldn't.
Yeah, and I think that sort of it ties into the theme of the game so well, which is that like everything. The theme of the game is that everything has consequences. Like that's kind of the entire point of the game. Like literally, you play the first half of the game, and then you have to play from someone else's perspective and see everything you've done, and whether you feel remorseful for the things or not, it's like these are the consequences of what you did. And I think that the end scene ties into that overarching theme so well, because it is like she wants to do it, but she realizes like there's going to be a consequence that she doesn't want to be responsible for, and so she just leaves it. And it's like
I think the end scene ties in a different way, as in her fingers are fucked up, and so was the story.
Yeah, fingers, that was a consequence.
Well, the fingers is just her last connection to Joel, so she can't play the guitar anymore.
And then I think,
which I didn't even realize at first. I didn't even put that together, my dumbass.
Dumbass. Yeah, her leaving that guitar down, I was like, ooh.
I had to like watch that scene again. I'm like, oh shit, what?
Yeah, you're like, that's the end of Joel. But I think because she does it, and then you get that last scene with Joel, I was like,
bro, that caught me up, bro.
So when we watched that, Teeny and I, as soon as his voice cracked, we lost it in this house. We were done.
Yeah, same. Yep, same.
We were done.
Like, nah, bro, nah, dog.
Like whatever that last line was, yeah, when he just said like,
I'd like that.
Or yeah, I'd like that. And then
but his voice cracks in the most perfect way for that scene.
Like that's they didn't say anything to. I think that's the thing that makes it more effective is that they didn't get a chance to say anything to each other when he was getting killed. Like They didn't say anything. So you see that, and the last words of the game are the last words that they said to each other, and you're just like, oh shit, okay, all right. And then yeah, it just cuts to black, and it's like, well, that was sorrowful.
It,
Fuck me.
Yeah.
and like it's another thing like that. It kept it like they kept that from you as well. That conversation where you thought they were in a bad spot, they were kind of in a really good spot, which is cool. Which I loved.
Yeah. And I think
I
that's
love
another
the
thing
secrets.
on about, like, I didn't like the flashbacks throughout the game, but without
That was so good.
without those, you couldn't have had that effectiveness with Joel, and you couldn't have had that last scene be as effective as it is, because you wouldn't have the other flashbacks to, get that progression of leading up to the start of the game. And then people are like, you should have just had it at the start of the game. I'm like, yeah, but then what are you going to do? Have all the flashbacks at the start of the game, skip the one from the end, play the entire game, and then have the one at the end? Like, that makes no sense.
Nah.
But that's classic Naughty Dog. Like, things happen, and you know that it's going to have...
They're just so good at
It's got
pacing.
a reason for being there. Everything in the game has a reason for being there. Like, even when you first play as Abby, you sort of know, you're like, well, this means something, because, like, that's just how they make games. They make them as everything that happens is there for a reason, and it has to be there. And I think, yeah, without that end scene, like, if it had ended on her just putting the guitar down, it would have been
No,
good,
it wouldn't have been anywhere
but
near as
not
impactful.
as good. Nowhere near as good. And I think
this is the thing that annoys me about this game. Is it does a lot of things so fucking well. So fucking well.
But then Abby comes along and I have to...
But no, it's not even that, like, because Abby, because I'm playing as Abby. I think...
Abby has oops. So does Ellie.
I think... Because Brad
said
you said the pacing is so well. I feel like the one thing that I don't love about this game is the pacing. I think...
I agree. A little
bit. I think that a lot of the Abby parts, like, don't cut them out, but put them earlier in the game. Maybe even like before Jackson. And, like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't fucking make games or anything, so I don't know how you would do it.
Really? Don't you?
No, funnily enough.
News to me. Brad, did you know that?
I didn't.
I just feel like the pacing was off, and that's, like, why I wasn't a fan of the Abby section, was because it just felt like it dragged on a bit, and it was kind of because there were so many flashbacks. 100 times
better on your second playthrough.
See, that's the thing. I can't see myself doing a second playthrough.
Well, there you go. You miss out.
I just can't. I think that's the difference between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2. Is, like, Last of Us 1, I can see myself playing over and over again. I can't see myself doing a second playthrough of Last of Us 2. As much as I enjoyed it, as much as I loved it, I can't see myself playing it again.
With these games, I don't think... I really struggle to play them twice until there's been a large amount of time. So give it a couple of years. Let's say they do remaster it.
I'm playing it again.
Yeah, let's say they remaster it for PS5 in, like, a year and a bit, like next year sometime. I'll play it again on the PS5, but I think I need at least a year to sort of
obviously in a year's time, I might see things different.
I replay, what's it called? Fucking Uncharted 4. Like, I'm sort of playing that again now, and I played it 2 years ago, and now that I'm playing it again, it's like I haven't forgotten what happens, but I am remembering things as I do them, and I'm like, it feels a little bit fresh, and I love it. It makes it feel not necessarily brand new, but it does make it feel really, really good.
Mm.
I think the thing on the pacing that I was going to bring up, I don't think some of the emotional bits would have hit as hard if it was paced any differently, and I think that's why it was good. That's my defense of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was trying to find. I wanted to specifically talk about a certain tweet that really pissed me off.
Mm.
I found it. Okay, so this tweet was from Laura Bailey. So she's the voice of Abby.
Mm-hmm.
And she posted this screenshot. I'll read the messages. They're pretty fucked up, but she said, I try to only post positive stuff on here, but sometimes this just gets a little overwhelming. I blacked out some of the words because of spoilers. But these are all like messages she's gotten on Instagram. So we've got, I'm going to kill you because you blank in The Last of Us Part 2.
Bruh.
Most of this is going to be filling in Joel. Okay, I'm going to find where you live and slaughter you for what you did to Joel.
Jeez.
Bruh.
Fuck you, dumb
It's
Abby
gotta be
bitch.
sarcasm.
No, this is 100% true, which is the fucked up part.
Bruh.
Someone tweeted at her, just want to say, you should die, bitch. Fuck you. You ruined it. And the icing on the cake is someone with Ellie as their profile picture, by the way, messaged her and said, I hope your parents die by a hard cancer for killing Joel. I will find you and I will kill your kid for that. Just wait.
Bruh.
Jeez. Okay, some people need a life.
That has blown up a lot because
Take up sewing.
Take up sewing.
so this has been blowing
Do
up
some
a lot
yoga.
because of it being
Do-
retweeted a lot by big people. So first you've got Neil Druckmann, who wrote the game, saying, as the people that propagate this kind of hate would say, how stunning and brave. I hope these gamers get the mental help they so clearly need. Unfortunately, this is now the cost of making popular entertainment that challenges conventions. You get James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, saying, I get being bummed when something happens to a character or story you love that you don't like, but this is stupidly lame. It seems people are confusing fiction with reality, in reality and in fiction. Grow up. I love the game
Jeez.
grow up because
Grow
they
up.
fucking should. Okay. And
Yeah,
then
that's
Neil
whack.
Druckmann said again, look, I get it. You love these fictional characters, but you know they're not real. Don't be scared of therapy. Think of it like working out for your brain. But yeah, that's gotten a lot of
Subtle
retweets. Like
jab.
one from Yuri Lowenthal, who voices Spider-Man in the PS4 Spider-Man
Oh
game,
yeah.
and
Hey,
he just
rate that.
truthful performances are like a mirror. They make us look at ourselves, and when we don't like what we see, it can fill us with fear, which easily becomes rage. You're clearly doing something right. Keep being brave. Let them rage cowardly behind their screen names, which I love. And then, sorry, I love this and hate it because I'm like, it baffles me that people are like this online, to be honest. But just to
The
finish,
worst bit of humans.
literally, someone responded to James Gunn's tweet about it and said, so passionate fans aren't allowed to have an opinion. Granted, a very small percentage are arseholes.
No.
My other question is, why focus on the arseholes and not the legitimate critique? And he
Legitimate
said,
critique.
online,
Telling someone that they're gonna kill you.
literally,
And your
Wait.
babies.
like,
That's
and then he
that's some
literally
critiques
said,
right there, bro.
yeah, or you're not focusing on real critiques, you're focusing on the bad ones. But James Gunn is like, because online abuse in all its forms is a much bigger issue than the perceived lack of quality of any particular work. That so many of you are tweeting, okay, yeah, sure, the death threats, but why aren't you tweeting about the legit criticism shows you really don't get it. And that just sums it up because people just do not fucking understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand how you can't. Why would you tweet that? I don't.
There's a certain amount of people that should not be allowed access to internet.
Honestly,
Um,
okay, again, I said this earlier. I get it. If you don't like no one's saying you have to like the game. Okay, if you don't like
here's a wild thought that they could do instead of tweet. Like I don't know, how rational these people are. Pick up the game, put the disc back in, close it up, go to eBay, trade it in, done.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, this is what I never understand too with people tweeting at like actors or voice actors or whatever and saying like, fuck you, you ruined everything, I'm gonna kill you. Like, firstly, it's like a character, get over it. Secondly, you know that they don't write the character half the time, right? Like, she didn't write her own lines for the game. And like, uh, what's her name from Star Wars: The Last Jedi, the Asian girl? She didn't
Oh yeah.
write the script for that, but everyone still berated her and made her delete her social media. But like, you know, they're not responsible, right? Like, I'm not saying go abuse the writers, but if there's anyone that you should be like saying, "Oh, I didn't like this," to, it's the people that made that content, not the people performing it. Like, are you fucking stupid? I just, but I think it's so fucked to think that people are doing that just because of that character. And it's like, you know what? If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. No one's saying you have to like it. If you, as they've said in other tweets as well, if you don't like that he died, then congratulations. The game did what it was trying to do. Like, that is the entire fucking point of the game.
Absolutely right.
To make you, like, you're supposed to hate that happens. That's the point of the story. But people are like, I hate it. I'm boycotting this game. I'm going to review
Well,
bomb.
see ya, bitch.
It's like, okay, whatever. I just don't get that. But anyway, I think it's important to address that that's happening and be like, why is everyone so stupid? Because it just, yeah, it baffles me. And honestly, I think she did a fucking awesome job. Like,
No matter how much the character I wanted to stab in the throat, she did beautifully.
like,
I mean, that's more of a attest to the performance of anything else.
Exactly right.
You see her reactions to everything. You see the pure fucking anger in her face when she's like killing Joel or going after Ellie. Like, you see that in her face, and you're like, that's what makes you believe it. You don't go, oh, that's a character in a game. Like, you are just like following her and being like, I need to kill Abby. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of the criticism isn't fair. But then you've got criticism, like, yeah, some of it's, the pacing's not that great. Sometimes it's a little repetitive.
That's my main issue with the game.
The pacing, yeah,
And
I get it.
It's so frustrating for me because it's just I don't want to say it taints it, but like coming off the back of The Last of Us 1 being such a fucking masterpiece. I think it makes any issue with the second game kind of amplified.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I disagree with the pacing thing because I think it was all necessary.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that it's like necessary, but I feel like,
and I think if you play through it a second time, and I'll hammer this home, I swear it's gonna be a smoother ride, and I think you'll appreciate the pacing more.
Yeah, I heard Brady's gonna Twitch stream playing it on Survivor, so on Ground
on PS5.
Yeah,
no sir,
no,
sir. As much as I love playing through the first game on Grounded, I'm never doing that shit again.
Oh.
I wanted to punch a wall, bro.
No, it made me want to punch a wall when I was watching you play.
Yeah, bro.
And you kept doing that part and kept getting put back.
Yeah.
And every time you just hear your controller fall to the table and you just go...
I just wanted to finish it, bro. Because I knew it was the last bit, and I'm like, bruh, I'm so close. You
just couldn't get it. It was hilarious, but also very devastating.
I was crying on the inside, bro. And the outside.
100%. I'm going to wrap it up, but let's go out of 10 rating from everyone. Personally, I'm going with a 8.5, but that's also, or a 9. Let's say a 9. But that's also what I give the first game. Like, I consider them pretty much the same in my mind. But I think that's because I only played it recently for the first time. And I've only played each of them once. But I think they're both a 9 out of 10 for me. Brad, what do you think?
I like yours. I like 9 because I feel like it's a seamless transition between the two. And they both do good things, that the other game didn't do. So I think the story was a little bit better in the first one.
Yeah.
Gameplay significantly better in the second one.
Some
but very similar. They're very similar.
Yeah, the gameplay is just kind of basically the same, just a little bit smoother.
It's great shit.
To Uncharted.
So I'm gonna copy you, Chin, and go give them the double 9.
Okay.
Like you're thinking.
Brady, where do you sit with it?
See, for me, the first game's a 10. For me, that's an easy 10. I don't have any issues with the first game. Like, for me, that's just perfect.
That's
Second game, I gotta go an 8. I think...
Minus 2 points for Abby.
I mean...
1 point for each of her biceps.
Yeah.
And I don't like them. And
minus 1 point for every me that Abby can bench. I don't know. I feel like the pacing just kind of it gets me. It's like especially the Abby segment because the entire time I was playing it, I just kept thinking about Joel and I kept thinking about the theater. I kept going, I don't want to be you. And that kind of put me off a lot. And also the last act.
Yeah.
Way too quick. Very rushed. As much as I enjoyed the ending, the whole... Like, I thought that whole, prisoner thing, that was going to be, like, a whole ordeal. And we were going to be there for ages. I was, like, keen to learn about this new group of people. It's like, alright, cool. We got some, like, weird, like, slave trade, like, human trafficking or something. Like, this is kind of cool. And we just, like, get nothing. And I was like, oh, okay.
Can we just quote that bit as, like, a trailer? Slave trafficking. Kind of cool.
Hell yeah, bro. Hey, bro. I'm down with some human trafficking. Yeah. Like, did some things incredibly well. Insanely well. But then it also just had some things that, like, really kind of put me off a bit. So, I'm gonna go...
2 different girls the entire time. I don't really like...
why couldn't I just play as a dude? It's kind of weird.
You should have made Ellie a dude, but not a trans dude. Just change his gender.
Kind of weird, bro. Like, I think I might have to kill the voice actress for Ellie, because...
That's okay. I'm gonna go mod the game so I can play as Ed. Can't wait. Gonna play as Ed.
So, yeah, I'm gonna settle with an 8. I think.
I mean, technically, it still gives
a very good score.
Oh, yeah. Again, I loved playing through the game. Fucking loved it. But I had issues.
I get that. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it there. I don't really have anything else to say, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I did. I feel like I did. I feel like I had something else I wanted to say.
Rest in peace, Joel.
Yeah, rest in peace, Joel.
That's it.
Rest in peace, pinky finger and ring finger.
Bro, I didn't realize that you got both the fingers, dude. I thought it was just the one. And she goes to play the guitar. I'm like, damn, you got both? That's a mean chump.
God, in a day or two.
Oh, bro, that cut me up, dude.
Okay, that's the last thing before we end this. I didn't get that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it was. I missed it.
It's in the free roam bit when you're going to get through.
Shut up. The first thing I'm going to do when I replay that game is find it.
She like marks it on the map, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go there.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna play Take on Me, and I don't care.
I was
Oh,
singing
and
along,
you
bro. I was
and
jamming.
you get a trophy for it too.
Good.
I was jamming.
I'm gonna play Take on Me to Dina. Sing it. Take on me.
Take on me.
Take
I was the backup vocals for
me
that.
on. I wish I'd already plugged the Instagram and shit so that we could like end it. We're gonna end it on us singing "Take on Me." Anyway,
I'll copyright strike you.
shut the
My dad owns Spotify.
do it.
Bro,
Do
my
it.
dad's Bill Gates.
Thanks guys for coming back.
What are we doing next week?
I don't know yet. Actually, still trying to plan.
Cool. I'll see you for Hamilton.
We're not fucking doing. I'm not. We'll do Hamilton as a bonus episode because I'm not fucking doing it. You can
I'll
do
host
it.
an episode.
I'll see
Yeah,
you. I'll see you for the review of the critically acclaimed Netflix show Warrior Nun.
Bro, I'm gonna
That's,
start that. I
please
have
don't.
6 weeks off work now. I have to watch it. It's
No,
like time.
don't.
You should
No,
do.
you
You
don't.
should do
No,
a
you
poll.
Yeah,
Poll.
That's my thought. So I'm gonna have every week. I think this one. I'm gonna have
Can you
2
please
options.
put Hamilton on a poll?
Shut up! I'm not putting Hamilton on a poll. You know what? I'll do it. Okay, now mark my words. I'm gonna choose Hamilton. Something else. I'm gonna put them on Instagram.
That's
and
a
whatever
bad
gets more
choice, bro.
I have to do it.
You can put any other movie.
You
I'll
better
put
stitch yourself
anything
up
I want.
here. To tell you that right now.
I'll think of something really good to put on the other one and try and outweigh Hamilton and see what happens. But I feel like I have too many people on my Instagram who are going to choose Hamilton.
Yeah,
either
sorry, bro.
because they like it or because they know I won't. So
Sorry, bro.
it'll be an experience, to say the least. You know what? I'll do it. Mark my words, I'll do it.
There you go.
But yeah,
Make a
on
poll.
that note, Instagram is at Chinwatched. I've been saying it for 5 episodes. The episodes are actually on YouTube now. They're actually going on YouTube. I've switched to a different podcast hosting site because it's better. It's Australian and they're more likely to put ads on it, which is good too. So I've switched to this other one, and they are now putting them on YouTube. So I think the first 5 are a little bit jumbled and out of order, but they're all there on Chinwatched on YouTube. And then this one, as soon as it goes up, it'll go up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It'll go up on YouTube, and it'll go up on pretty much anything else that has podcasts, because this website just sort of sends it out everywhere. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to finish it off with Brady and I doing a rendition of Take on Me. So I just got to prepare my voice a little. Just la 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 la. Okay, you ready, Brady?
Yes, sir.
Brad, do you want to be the You can do that part, okay?
Take me home,
Wait.
country road,
Hang on a second.
to the place
Just the right
Now
song.
wait a
I
minute.
belong.
What's going on? No, what's
West
happening?
Virginia.
West Virginia.
Mountain Mama. Take me home.
Country road.
Yeah,
And that is my rendition on Take on Me.
we will be ending the podcast on us singing Country
That's a classic, bro. That's a classic.
Classic.
That's a classic right there. Instant.